The horses are distracting.
Hello, I'm Ashley Robinson, and I'm here at the International Potato Technology Expo in Charlottetown today, and I am here with Aaron Mills from AAFC, and we're just going to quickly chat about your presentation this morning. But first off, I know you made a joke about not having to present in your living room, so how does it feel to be back presenting in person after the last 2 years?
Yeah, it feels really good. It's good to see growers and have that pressure of speaking in front of everybody. Honestly, we get more questions in a face-to-face format than we did in a Zoom format, and we don't have the technological stuff to mess us up. So yeah, no, it feels really good.
Thank you. I know it's great myself. I'm really enjoying getting to be back here in person and be able to speak with researchers like yourself. So today we were talking about cover rotations, potato crop rotations, and you guys are just wrapping up the end of a multi-year study that you did. And one of the really interesting things that I found was that we have a lot of, we're always told diversity is best, diversity, diversity. And you guys found that isn't the case. So can you tell me a bit more about that?
Yeah, it's... basically, diversity, I guess it is important, but it's who's there more than, the number of things that are there. So, what we're finding is you really have to be deliberate in, when you're picking your cover crops, and there's a few driver species, buckwheat, sorghum, Sudan grass, that, whether they're in a mixture or not, those are going to be the drivers that are basically making things happen.
Thank you. And then, of course, you also had some slides on a bit of the returns that we're seeing and also some of the crop rotations and mixes you used. One of my favorites was the Barrett mix. Yep. So can you tell me a bit more about that? Yesterday, for anyone that tuned in yesterday and watched, we did talk with the PEI Potato Board's Ryan Barrett, and he is tied to this. So can you tell me a bit more about the Barrett mix?
Yeah, so Ryan and I, at the beginning of the experiment, we worked together to come up with, what are we going to include as the rotations, and one of the cover crop mixtures, I guess, we went with a commercial mix. We went with a sorghum Sudan pearl millet mix, and then we have this what we call a Barrett mix, which is a combination of sorghum Sudan, pearl millet, buckwheat, faba bean, and brown mustard. And it holds its own. It's as I mentioned before, it's who's in the mix that's more important, and I think we got really lucky and picked all the right components for that mix.
Thank you. And I know, of course, with growers, money and yield are the most important things. So you can tell me a bit more about what you guys found out about potato yields in your study.
Yeah, so we honestly, there wasn't a statistical difference between the total overall yields, but when we factored in value, interestingly enough, there was one rotation that only had potato as a cash crop over the 3-year period that was just as good as the barley rotations or the pea rotations in terms of net returns. So that was encouraging. Just from the standpoint of, a little bit less pressure for to produce another cash crop over a 3-year period. There's all kinds of good things that could happen from, essentially producing potatoes once every 3 years, but also not having to worry about another cash crop in that rotation.
Thank you. And I know we have about half a day left at the conference, and we already have had a day and a half. So what have you enjoyed so far about the conference, or you're looking forward to checking out before the doors close later today?
Yeah, I actually just got here this morning for the first time, so I'm really excited to check out some of the technology. I'm a big technology guy, so it looked like there was a ton of tech on the floor, so I think I'm going to spend the afternoon bopping around there.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you're having a great time here.
Okay, yeah, thanks very much, I am.
Okay, everyone, and keep on paying attention to SpudSmart for the rest of the today, and we'll have loads more coverage from the International Potato Technology Expo in Charlottetown.